Conservative challenger Mauricio Macri turned Argentine politics on its head Sunday, kicking the ruling movement out of power with a promise to liberalize the ailing economy and end a culture of divisive politics. I-24 News correspondent Shanina Khshoni has the details.
Argentina voted for change and Mauricio Macri toppled Peronists in the presidential election.
Thank you for having believed, for believing that together we can build the Argentina that we dream of. Thank you. I am here because of the decision you all made.
Macri's win brings an end to the era of Kirchner's, Nestor and then Cristina, who governed Argentina for the past 12 years, and so kicks the ruling Peronist movement out of power with the promise to liberalize the ailing economy. Daniel Scioli, Cristina Kirchner's chosen candidate to replace her, lost by just a few points to Macri.
The people have chosen a new president, the engineer, Mauricio Macri, who I've just spoken to on the telephone. I wished him success for the good of our country.
The tight race went to a runoff.
In my opinion, it's good. It's what we wanted. I think everybody wanted a change, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm satisfied that Macri won. I'm happy.
Macri won the election by tapping into frustration over anemic growth, high inflation and corruption, and will become only the third non-Peronist leader since the end of military rule in 1983.
The results were a well-deserved punishment for the ruling Front for Victory coalition. The people were tired of the lies, of the abuse, of the corruption, of all that, really. I think the time had come.
Some say Macri won't be able to rule since he doesn't have a majority in Congress and because no non-Peronist president managed to complete a term in Argentina. His challenge will be to show economic recovery is taking root by late 2016, or he could face a hammering in the midterm congressional elections the following year.
Yeah, now we're joined on Skype here by Ryan Hindi, I-24 News contributor in Buenos Aires. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
So we spoke yesterday before the outcome of the election was clear. Now that we've seen the outcome, do you believe real change is on the horizon?
Yes, absolutely. An outcome which was a very tight race. At first, the first numbers that came in gave a lead to Mauricio Macri of nearly 8 to 10 points. So definitely it ended up being a very close score, which also means that Argentina is still very divided. Now, definitely the historic runoff, because it's the first of its kind in Argentina, opposed two visions of Argentina. 12 years of Kirchnerism, more populist and socialist politics, and Mauricio Macri wants to incarnate the pragmatic candidate that can get things done. For the third economy in Latin America, that means a more pro-business friendly environment. He's promised to free up trade and put an end to protectionist politics. He's also vowed to end the currency control, which could lead, according to experts and himself, to a devaluation of the pesos of 40 to 50%. So that's a major change. Another major change that he does is that he said he's willing to sit at the table with foreign debtors, something Cristina Kirchner has refused to do up to now, calling them the vulture funds. So yes, definitely, that's a major change for Argentina. He also has another vision in international relations. He says he would like to realign foreign policy away from the historic allies of the Kirchners, which are Venezuela, Iran, China, and reestablish closer relations with the US and the EU. This morning, he asked the leader of South America to consider taking Venezuela out of the Mercosur, the Latin America Economic Alliance, because of its record in human rights abuse and the imprisonment of several opposition leaders. So definitely, this means a lot of changes for Argentina.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan Hindi from Buenos Aires. We're joined in studio by Carlos Gurevich, editor at I-24 News on Insight Magazine. I have to say that we worked together on that project. Correct. Carlos, good to have you in the studio here. I should also mention you're from Argentina.
Thank you, David.
Let's talk about this. Besides the fact that Macri can dance, we saw that on stage, so yes, we know that the guy has moves. Were you surprised by the outcome of this election?
No, I wasn't surprised. The tendency was very clear. 51, almost 52% of the Argentinian population was very tired of 12 years of Kirchnerism, Cristina style, and Macri is presenting a new way of running the country. He promises transparency. He promises to clear all these odd situations where the establishment took place in the communication media, giving money to pro newspapers and TV channels just to create the sensation that maybe we're in Russia, not in Argentina.
Do you think that he'll have the ability now to really change things the way that he's promised to?
Well, we have to understand that he was the former president of Boca Juniors, one of the two biggest football clubs in Argentina. He is still the mayor of Buenos Aires, a city of 3.5 million people, where he had created a new ambience where people feel better, secure, and understand that what they pay for light and infrastructure is done. So they see the results. He will have to work with the unions and the syndicates to create an ambience on a framework where everybody together will have to pull the same way. The country is divided, as we heard, but I believe that with the time passing, the next year, we will have a different kind of Argentina.
Carlos, thank you very much for being with us. Carlos Gurevich, appreciate your time.